Hello, hello, and welcome to yet another live stream at Let's Go Racing. So, for today's live stream, we have some redemption lined up. If you guys watched yesterday, I stumbled upon some changes on like arrow changes and excuse me guys, sorry about that. And because of that, we weren't able to qualify well or even race well enough. So what I do have planned for today is a little bit of redemption. The arrow changes, the tweaks were really small on the face of it. They weren't much. We did have a really solid practice yesterday. Managed to do a 2 minute. Wait, what? What did just go on? Restart session. Let me see. Tires are soft. Arrow is tweaked. I wonder if what does this do, and if I should tweak that. Maybe I'll go in and learn. Tires, of course, are cold. I wonder if I should tweak my brake bite. If there is a way I can tweak that. So, like I said, I was just sitting, preparing and for the race, when I thought of like if my top speed on the straight, I couldn't go over 56 kilometers per hour. And then it occurred to me, maybe it's because of the drag from the arrow, right? I was like, what if I make the car a bit slippery and reduce the drag from the tail, from the wings? And I just did that, and I was able to hit a 266, which was what the AI was hitting. AI's top speed was. Now, 260, 263. Now that doesn't seem like much, but there we go. What that does is that changes my entry speeds and the way I take those corners and my cornering speeds. So earlier I used to shift down. My downforce has changed too. So earlier I used to shift down at that point to get into 5th gear. But now I don't need to. So I kind of have to learn to drive with these tweaks again. Tires are overheated. I'm not going to push it this run. I'm going to give myself a couple of runs to settle in, get the tires within good working temperature. And we have a race coming up in an hour. like I said, even with my stock Assetto Corsa setup, I was able to do a 204 yesterday, which I thought was an accomplishment, and that's why I named the video Great Practice, because I did feel really good about that practice. So 263. Yep, I didn't push it this time. I want to be really... So my downforce has surely decreased, and I can feel it a little bit. The car is probably not as grippy in the turns. Maybe I can add, I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, but instead of, yep, the car is sliding. I don't know if that is because of temperatures and tires. The tires seem to be in good temperature, working to the temperatures. Yeah, but the car is ever so slightly skittish. Maybe I should dial some of the so I think back to the pits, and for the aero I'll dial this back in. I want to try and see what kind of top speed that gives me on the straight there. I am going to try and experiment with the 5 degrees wing as well. So I just wanted to check this out just once. Maybe, like I said, I'll learn to drive the car with the 5 degrees if it gives me a significant top speed on this straight here. If that is the difference between a 203 and a 205 or 204 a second. So it's 260. Yep. Let me do about 3 laps, get a feel of the setup. I'll do a couple of laps and see what the setup feels like at speed. Yep. like I said, I kind of have to relearn the way I drive. But I think I am going to go with the 5 degrees. The car doesn't have as much grip, so the way you brake and corner is very, very different. Which is, I mean, it's kind of common sense, but me being a newbie, I didn't know what to expect and how much of a change to expect. So this is my first ever setup change, like ever. All this while I was just driving stock cars. So I'm no longer relying on the aero to take the car around corner. There I'm maybe a little bit of mechanical grip from the suspensions and the tires, but no aero grip. I'm driving the car like I would yeah, I'm not counting on the aero at all. It's more like I would a stock car. So very conservative braking in the straight line, making sure your speeds are well. Yeah, like I said, if I'm carrying way too much speed, that, let me restart my session. But again, I want to go for the 5 degrees. Fuel is 18, 9 laps. Nine laps is around, or 10 laps is around 20 minutes. So yeah, if I have to relearn to drive the car, I might as well learn it with the setup that I'm planning to run in the race. Tires are still cold. I just started the session out. Yep, there is no grip from the tire. I remember doing the same thing before, and as I release the brake, there would be some grip from the tire. Maybe because the tires are cold, but I would have to get it to a good working temperature to see what that does for the grip. So with the default setup that Assetto Corsa has, no matter what you did, you wouldn't be able to go. Yeah, like I said, front tires are cold and there is no. Let me try this. Restart session. But for the aero, let me give the front tire some downforce there, just so that they might probably get some heat in there, and also that there is some downforce from the aero, like an aero downforce. tires are cold, so it's too early to judge. This would be the kind of speeds I would be doing at the start of the race any which ways. So there we go. Let's see what we get now. I don't know how much the front tires. The tires are not gripping. That felt. Tires are coming alive now. Front right is yet to wake up. Wake up! Keep it in third. I didn't want to. I feel like I have to hit the brakes a lot harder now with the new setup, which is fine. Again, I can teach myself to do that and drive as long as it gives me the time that I'm looking for. Front tire. Oh, the front right has woken up, but the front left has gone to sleep. Let me see what kind of times we get now. Top speeds we get now. So now that the tires are in good operating temperature, the car seems a lot grippier. Yep, the car seems a lot grippier. I can count on the tires. I do have to step on it a bit harder. I do step on it a little harder than I normally do, but the tire does grip. Yes, coming out of it nicely. let's see if this does reduce. So with this, I think yesterday, with this setup, I mean with the 5 degrees in the tail, I don't know if and 1 in the aero. So I'm just letting the car roll through there. I'm not feeling confident enough, like same as here. Not confident enough just yet to push the car. The times are coming down. Like I said, I'm not confident enough just yet to push the car. The tires are gripping slightly better. The tires are gripping slightly better. I wonder if there is something that I can do about keeping my fronts nice and hot around this, especially towards the end where I'm going to be taking the turn full, like if I want to take the turn full throttle. Oh, gym. I don't have gym today. If I miss the braking point around that turn there, I have to be really, yeah. The tires are hot all around. Let me see and get Jim on board. There you are, Jim.
Radio check.
I don't know if he'll take his time to get in. My front left is hot, a bit too hot. I managed a 204 yesterday, which was unexpected.
You've just done a 235.30.
Oh, there's Jim. Hey Jim, nice to have you back. Let's see if we can, now that the tires are hot and in good working temperature, if we can get this.
Your front tires are cold.
Yeah. So yesterday I came up with another idea. I mean, if you saw our iRacing stream, I kind of got tangled up with with somebody who were fighting and then got taken out, of course. So, and even with the Assetto Corsa race, it was the same story. So I was contemplating changing my strategy about letting everyone go and let the race come. I don't think that strategy is quite going to work. The tires are, like I said, I'm driving the car like I used to with my other setup, and it drives differently now. What's sad is I'm still doing the same times that I used to do with my normal setup.
209.68. That's your quickest lap.
It's like I'm driving a different car because I don't feel yeah, there is no grip. How about, okay, let's do this restart session. Let me get the car to my old setup. Fuel, let me leave it at that, and let me see. Cold tires, of course. But I do want to get back to I just wanted to check the difference in this setup and that one. Tires are cold, so it's going to be too early to judge. We'll have to give it at least 3 laps. This setup, in theory, yep, this even with the cold tires, it does have a lot of mechanical grip. I can feel the car. It does give you a lot of confidence even while the tires are still not in optimum working temperature. I'm a bit confused. I'm going to, again, like I said, I'm going to give it a few laps, but I'm a bit confused as to what I should go with. So this, like I said, it maxes out at 256, but I can brake a lot later. The car grips a lot better. There, I can feel the arrow. I can do this. I couldn't do that in the other setup. Yeah. Even while the tires are still heating up, and they are not, I mean, they are kind of in the working temperature now, but you can easily feel the setup is a lot grippier.
You've just done
It gives you a lot of confidence in the turns. Yep. I shouldn't have downshifted. I so like I said, I think I'll get to a 256 top speed here, almost 10 kilometers an hour less than what the AI was getting or what you can get with a 5 degree, but that completely changes the dynamics of the car. Like, I can't take it at this speed through here. Yep, the car rolls a lot nicer through there, through all the corners, to be honest.
That lap time was 2:08.12.
Yep.
Sector 3 times okay.
Yeah, I can take this a lot nicer and quicker. So I'm a bit torn between the two setups. I mean, to be honest, I can feel the confidence of cornering in this setups, but I lose a lot in top speed, obviously. Which, to be honest, is just this straight and the other start finish straight. So is it worth, yeah, gotcha. So is it worth setting up a car for the two straights is my question, and to be honest, I don't have the answer.
Sector 2 time is quick.
I feel a lot more confident with this setup, but again, that could just be because I've driven this setup a lot, right? I mean, ever since I've been driving this track, I've been driving it with this setup. Had I driven it with the other setup, I probably would have been more comfortable with that setup. So I'm a bit torn.
2:08. That's your best lap in the session.
With this setup, I do feel I'm leaving a lot of time on the table though, because I mean, again, I was able to do a 2:04. This is a very forgiving setup, I feel like, and it's good for amateurs like me. So, but if I want to fight with the guys up front, this probably is not going to do it, because with this setup, even for example on this straight, they would just pull away from me with 252, 254, a 256 top speed. They would just pull away from me, and there would be no way.
Sector 2 is a tenth off your best.
I'll do another couple of laps and I'm going to go back to the setup because I'd rather learn the setup I want to race in track.
207.78.
So
Sector 3 time is quick.
yeah, like I somehow feel that slide with the low aero setup would not have been as easy for me to correct. Again, guys, if anybody's watching, please put it in the comments what
20 minutes remaining. You've got 20
would you
minutes
like
left.
me to try out, or which setup do you think I should probably go with? So I'm guessing a lot of the rookies and the newbies are probably going to run the stock setup. So if I want to set myself aside, I have to. You know what? Again, I'm sorry guys, but let me restart the session, and I do want to tweak this. Maybe 5 is a little bit too much. 5, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Fuel is fine. I want to run this. The car instantly feels lighter. Instantly feels different to drive. It feels like I'm in a different car. I need to. Tires are cold, so I need to step on the brakes. Again, like I said, I need to relearn driving this car. Car sliding around. Tires are still cold. I'm probably setting myself up to make a whole lot of mistakes, but I guess if I'm going to race with this, and I'm talking about mistakes in the race, I might as well just try it out. Front tires are cold. The front splitter doesn't quite do much. Yeah, the car is a bit jittery under braking. Let the car roll. You can feel the car doesn't have as much aero grip. I mean, I know I'm driving a sim and I'm just telling you what I'm feeling. The car is definitely different to drive.
That was at 209.93.
209 on cold tires. Let's see if I can do any better with. Not eager to step on the gas just yet. Like I said, I'm going to be driving this car ever so slightly differently. Let's see what what that has in store. The first 3 laps are just getting the tires warmed up and getting me familiar with the car. And again, guys, I just saw somebody do it on YouTube. Let's do 3 laps and then 5 flying laps afterwards. So that's where I got it from. So I'm doing 3 laps and then we'll do 5 flying laps, letting the car roll. Yeah, if I turn under braking, oh, I shouldn't be doing that, obviously. That's a big racing no-no.
Watch the track limits, please, Chris.
Yep, like I said, even though the tires are nice and heated, the car doesn't have any mechanical thing. How about this? Instead of restart the session, and instead of me dial in a degree in there, let's see how much of a difference that makes. So it's a compromise between what I was driving with the 8 tires are cold, or tires are cold, it's not gripping. Don't have any grip. Let's try and see what, I mean, this top speed right now won't be quite indicative because I didn't take the corner, but it'll give us some idea. So I should have shifted, downshifted. Tires are probably too hot. Yep. So the same thing with the
Chris, we're seeing lots of front locking.
with that setup wouldn't have been. It's amazing how much of a difference a small tweak in aero makes. I mean, I'm absolutely blown away, and it's something I just discovered, so obviously this is all new. The soft are the grippiest tires, so soft are probably the way to go. With less aero. it feels like because of this arrow change, my confidence in the car has shifted a little bit. And again, I probably need to drive a few laps before I start getting it back and almost relearn to drive the car with the new aero, because it's so much less grip. I missed the apex, but if I had gone to make yep.
This lap won't count. You've cut the track.
The car is a lot slippery in the sense I can feel it twitching under steering and under braking, which I'm not quite sure I like.
Mind these track limits, please, Chris.
Thanks, Jim. I will. So, locking my brakes, locking my tires, I mean. Oh, whoever spins here. Whoever spins here. Oh, I'm so torn. I don't want to give this a go. I'm not. My tires are nice and heated up, so I can't blame the tires anymore. I wonder if those guys are really that good that they have managed to make the default setup work. Or maybe I'm focusing on the wrong side of things. Maybe I'm going too far with the setup change. Oh. All these questions. Yeah, the car, the front tires are all, I don't know if they are flat spotted. Yeah. Again, I need to brake differently for the setup. So like I said, it feels like I'm relearning the car and the track. My braking points are different, which with the other setup I seem to have kind of gotten it to a point where it at least worked for me. I think for this track, for now, I'll probably go back to to the setup that I had.
Your front tyres are cold.
Alright, I know what I did wrong there. Sorry, that was my mistake though. Let's breathe. Breathe.
That lap was a 2:17.01. That's your fastest lap today.
2:17.
That's 20 minutes to go.
Alright, I think I don't feel like relearning the car. I'm probably gonna dial a little bit back in, see what kind of a setup this gives me. Tires are cold. Tires are cold, car is sliding, but that's to be expected. This feels closer. Like I recognize the setup, I recognize the car. It feels closer to what I'm used to driving. Let me see how much I lose in terms of top speed. That's a really long straight. I wonder how much time there is to be made up. So if the guy was doing a 203, I mean the AI, yep, like I said, this feels, I recognize this car. This feels like my car, or oh,
That lap time was 2:10.64.
yep. I can carry the kind of speed that I'm used to, brake at points that I am used to. I can confidently race in this car. Now the question is, what kind of speeds will I be getting down the straight here? And yeah, not a whole lot. So again, with my old-ish setup,
Sector 3 time is fast.
with my old-ish setup, I am able to bring my lap times down and consistently sorry, I spoke too soon. But yeah, like, I mean, I can feel the car. It's a lot different. It's closer to what I'm used to racing or driving around the track.
2/10 off your best, that's sector 1.
So let's see what kind of speeds we'll get here. Two 57, 58.
Your front tyres are cold. Sector 2 is 1/10 off your best.
Oh, let's all right. I kind of see where I'm going with this though, so that's good. 2, 3. I think my fastest, let me check, for 38 minutes. Let me do a mock race in the meanwhile. Hot lap, no, race, a quick race. I'm not quite sure I'll be able to finish it, but it'll set me up for my race. Setup, tires sleek, aero, I'm tempted to go 6, but even 6 makes a big difference. So
12 laps. Alright, Chris, get ready.
3, 1. Green, green, green. Let's go racing, guys. Whoa. These cars are
still there. Clear left.
with all the cars there. I forgot to brake. I couldn't see my braking point.
Car right. Right side's clear. Car right. Hold your line. Clear right. You're in the middle.
Oh.
Clear left. You're in the middle. 3 wide. Clear right. You're in the middle. Right side's clear. Left side. Clear all round. Left side. Clear left. Car right. Clear right. Right side. Clear right. Car right. Still there. Clear right. On your right. Right side's clear. Mercer is now leading. On your right. Clear right.
Well, if I do this at the beginning and make up places, then I don't make mistakes, which is a big thing in the race.
Left side. Still there. Clear left. Car left. Still there. Clear left. Car right. Still there. Still there. Clear right.
So, like I said, if I can do this in the race, where I clear all the slow traffic, that would be
On your left. Clear left.
in
Well done, Chris. Nice move, mate.
in the race. It's not as easy as that, because I can't trust the other guy to brake.
You're reeling. Gallardi. Car left.
I can't trust him to
Still
brake.
there. Clear left.
He will bump into me.
Nice one, mate. Car left. Clear left.
He will bump into me under braking. So I have to be wise about how I'm making my moves in an actual race.
Car ahead is Mercer.
Oh, the guys are pulling away.
The gap to Ellis behind is increasing. It's now 1.2 seconds. Left side. He's still there. Clear left. Well done, Chris. Car left. He's still there. Clear left.
Like I said, those kind of mistakes. If I can avoid those mistakes for the first
The lead is
few
just
laps,
207.87. P3.
Mm. Ah, come on. Stop making those mistakes.
Left side, clear left. Left side, clear left. Car right, clear right.
Ah.
On your right. Hold your line. Right side's clear. That's it. Nice one.
Hmm.
Car right. Clear right.
I'm carrying way too much fuel. The arrow, I need to. I should have. Mm.
Your front tyres are cold. You're reeling Mercer in. The gap is now 1.7.
If I don't make mistakes.
New fastest lap for Douglas, 2:04.06.
Ooh.
Car left. Hold your line, clear left. Car left.
I got a good exit out of there.
Clear left. Nice one, Chris. Great move. Keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this doesn't mean much. Let me see if I can run error-free laps now.
The gap to Mercer behind is increasing. It's now 3.0.
Ooh, that was, I mean, guys, those cars are really slow compared to a thoroughbred race car, and I get that. So there is nothing for me to boast about. The only thing here I'm glad about is I can overtake, and obviously they are like slower cars, so even that should be really simple. I wonder what kind of lap times.
P2.
Mm. Oh, that felt a lot faster. sometimes some of those corners and those turns feel faster. I'm not quite sure if they are faster. Alright, that's like a big gap. With a predictable car, as in, I say predictable in the sense because I'm used to driving, like I said, when they do change the track, depending on what track they go to, I will probably consider if it has like a big straight or a long straight, I will consider the arrow. Now that I know what I need to change and what I need to tweak.
Good lap. That's your quickest today. Behind is increasing. It's now 14 seconds.
I mean, there's nothing to get out of this. If I would be reading the guy in front, would be a different thing. The only thing I can say here, or I can get out of this, is if I'm able to do error-free laps, which, to be honest, at the beginning I wasn't. I think once I settle into a groove like this, where I'm not chasing lap time, I should, or I'm not fighting anybody or making up any places, just keeping my position. There's a mistake right there. I was distracted by my thoughts actually. I can take this a lot wider. That was a pretty bad lap.
Okay, Chris, halfway home. Fuel looks good.
I shouldn't have turned into third here. You go off one corner, you lose rhythm. And I can find myself like relaxing right now because I know the car behind is way far away, and in that, even in that, I'm making mistakes. I think the arrow change by even by 1 degree would help me the mission.
The gap to Buckley behind is increasing. It's now 18 seconds.
I brake too early. Yeah, got 4 more laps to go. I'm almost coasting home. I don't. Let me so. Alright, guys, let me just do this. Let me exit and take a bathroom break. Where was I? 20? Oh, because I exited the. Aha. Douglas. Buckley. I only finished 7 laps, so. Okay, fastest was a 2:04, which is 20 more minutes to go, guys. Let me just take a quick bathroom break and I'll be right back. Hello, and I'm back. So let me try and do this. Let's see. Just in the name of science and experiments, let me continue this. So I'm going to do another race. Quick race. Yes. Around Paul Ricard. Opponents. Yeah, I think I don't know what the variations mean. Aggression. Yeah, let me dial that up to 100. Strength 100. 20 opponents. Yep. Sounds good to me. Like Yeah, and then I'm going to start the race. And I need to set up, and I'm going to make changes to my setup. I probably would have run out of fuel because I quite didn't have the fuel for 6
Okay, Chris, the next car is Walther.
Maybe 20, no, 18, let's do it 18. Race 12 laps, 16, let's do 16. Tires stick, let's...
The air temp is 26 Celsius. Get ready, mate.
And the lights. Red lights up, go, 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 go. So I've dialed the aggression way up, like you would in a real race, especially on SRS, where the guys have no understanding of braking.
Car left. He's still there. Clear left. Okay, Chris, decent start. We can build something from here. On your left. He's still there. You're in the middle, 3 wide. Clear right. Clear all round.
Yep. That's what you get for a
On your left.
100%
Still
aggression.
there. Clear left. Left side. Still there. Clear left. Car left. Hold your line.
I
Clear
mean,
left.
let's be honest, these cars are slow, but so would some of the cars
Right side's clear.
in SRS.
Car left. Clear left. Car right. Left side. Clear left.
They probably wouldn't be this slow, but
Car right.
oh,
Still there. Right side's clear.
like I said, 100% aggression.
Damage. It's nothing.
If you say so,
Car
Jim.
left. Clear left. Akiyama is leading the race. Right side. 3 wide. You're in the middle. Clear all around. Car left. Clear left. Car right. Hold your line. Clear right. Car right. Still there. Hold your line. Clear right.
I got a good exit out of there.
Left side. He's still there. Still there. Clear left. E9.
Whoa.
Left side. Clear left.
Oh. In iRacing, they have these deltas
Left
posted
side.
all
Clear left.
in, like, practice and qualifiers, and in the race they don't, because to be honest,
Pass.
it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really matter.
Clear right.
So yeah, it's not about your. I mean, you should have your delta, because if you're racing against yourself, it kind of does.
Alright, Chris, you're reeling. Bertie in. The gap's now 3.5
something like that.
The guy in front is border.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it. Wow.
Car right. Clear right. Still there. Clear left.
I should try and
Take off.
carry.
Smooth. E8.
My car is way faster than these guys here, so it's no surprise that I am reading them in this easily.
The gap to Fleming behind is increasing. It's now 1.9 seconds.
I should be like the other GT car that's in there. That's just like, you know, eating these guys for breakfast. That should be me.
You're reeling border in. The gap's now 1.1. Got cold front tyres. Left side. Hold your line. Still there. Still there. Clear left. Car left. Clear left. Car right. Still there. Still there. Right side's clear. Come on, Chris. Good stuff. Keep it coming. Car left. Hold your line. Clear left. 6th place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chris, you're reeling. Smith in. The gap is now 1.0.
Ah.
Left. Clear left. The next car is border.
My back tire
Car right.
is heated.
Right side's clear. Good pass. Now keep pushing. The fuel window will open on lap 5 and close on lap 8. That's a new fastest lap for BT, 203 and 62.
Oh, 203.
Left side. Still there. Clear left. That's the stuff we'll have some more of that. Well done, Chris. This is terrific. Exactly what we came here for, P5.
I think I'm glad I tried to run this race with the aero changes. Yeah, just when I open my mouth.
Right, the guy ahead of us is Smith. The gap to Elliott behind is increasing. It's now 4.7 seconds.
Okay.
You're reeling Smith in. The gap is 2.2 seconds. Left side. He's still there. Clear left. Fastest lap for BT, 203 and 51. Good pass. Nice front.
Like I said, I spoke too early. If this was the actual race, I would have lost that position. The point again is running error-free races, laps.
Okay, Chris, we're at the halfway point. Should be about 2 laps remaining on this tank.
2. That's the bell. Yep, same mistake again. Same mistake again. Trying to overdrive that turn rather than roll through it. That was the chime. Let's see if I can join in. Alrighty. Let's make our setup tweaks. Tires medium, fuel so let's put 18 liters right now, and aero, let's do that. We'll get some calculations from the qualies as well.
It takes Everything's clear. Don't cross the white line. Right side. Clear right. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Let's... The few kilometers an hour top speed doesn't make a whole lot of difference. I mean, I'm not reeling that guy in, so it may not be... It may not just be here though. You could just...
The leader has just done a 240, but 9.4.
I'm not quite sure.
E5.
I want to go with
Yellow flag. Watch out. That's the end of the session. E5.
I think I'm going to stick with the 7 degrees and see what I get from there. Back to pits, fuel.